It's 11:14 p.m. on a Tuesday when your phone buzzes and you already know sleep is over for the night. You've been with the Bureau for 6 years, doing financial crimes from conference rooms, never expecting this call. Special Agent in Charge Patricia Weston never calls this late, so you quietly step into the hallway to answer. Inside the office, you find Weston, 2 unfamiliar agents, and a serious man in a charcoal suit waiting for you. They slide a thin, classified folder across the desk and tell you Meridian Capital Group is a front for a major trafficking network. They explain that Meridian Capital has been moving money for a sophisticated domestic trafficking syndicate for 11 years. They need someone who truly understands financial compliance to go undercover as their new senior compliance manager. You agree after thinking about your wife sleeping nearby, knowing this mission could change everything in your life. For the next 3 weeks, you become Daniel Carver, building a complete new identity and preparing for the undercover role. You study every detail of your cover, hit the gym, and train with your handler until Daniel Carver feels completely natural. You move into your new Atlanta apartment and spend days walking the city as Daniel Carver to make the identity feel real. During the interview at Meridian Capital, you answer every question perfectly as the experienced compliance professional you're pretending to be. The CFO, Robert Kern, interviews you thoroughly, and 2 days later, you receive the job offer as senior compliance manager. On your first day, you settle into your office and begin the real work of becoming invisible while doing genuine compliance tasks. In the first week, you finally see Marcus Delvain in the hallway and make your first visual contact with the primary target. You become invisible by doing excellent, real compliance work and earning the trust of your small team in the department. At the holiday party, Marcus Delvain finally approaches you and the two of you have your first real conversation. He seems impressed by your background and suggests getting coffee sometime to understand the compliance function better. In January, you have that coffee meeting where Delvain tests your philosophy and you carefully build more trust with him. In February, during a routine review, you discover the first real thread of suspicious property transactions in the portfolio. You make a small slip in the break room about not following football but quickly recover before anyone notices anything unusual. You spend hours reinforcing Daniel Carver's entire life story so the cover stays strong and natural every single day. In March, you attend a strategic meeting where you first meet Claire Marchetti, who seems unusually observant. Claire personally interviews you about the compliance program and asks sharp technical questions that test your knowledge deeply. Her review report is genuinely excellent, and she gives useful feedback while subtly watching you more than others. In May, Delvain takes you to lunch and tests you with hypotheticals about handling serious compliance exposure. You are invited to principal discussions on the 25th floor where the real conversations happen and careful implication. When Miriam has a minor car accident, you call her from your secure line, feeling the heavy distance of your double life. You attend small evening meetings with Delvain's inner circle and learn how the operation truly moves money through real estate. By July, you produce a legitimate compliance analysis on the Louisville property that gives the task force exactly what they need. You complete the critical Louisville analysis and secretly deliver it to the task force, giving them the evidence they need. In October, Delvain invites you to dinner and offers you a 15% partnership to join the inner operation. You carefully decline the offer, citing personal timing, while keeping the relationship respectful and the doors slightly open. Claire Marchetti confronts you privately, revealing she knows you are not who you claim, but promises not to expose you. You submit your resignation, citing family reasons, and prepare to leave Meridian Capital as the arrests are being planned. Your final days at Meridian are filled with genuine goodbyes to Tyler and Priya, who have become real colleagues over the year. On October 28th, the arrests begin, and you watch from a safe hotel as Delvain and the network are finally taken down. For 11 days, you debrief with prosecutors in Ashford, sharing every detail you gathered during the long undercover operation. You fly back to Chicago, where Miriam picks you up, and the quiet car ride home feels both familiar and strangely new. That first night back, you sit in the dark, reflecting on the year and the invisible line you managed to walk. Weston offers you a GS-14 promotion on a counterintelligence task force in D.C., and you take time to consider the move. The grand jury indictments come through, and the Meridian case is strong enough to hold without revealing your involvement. You and Miriam have honest conversations about the cost of your work and what it means to keep walking that invisible line. After careful discussion, you accept the DC posting, knowing it will bring more undercover work but also greater impact. Before leaving Chicago, you walk with Miriam by the lake and feel more certain of who you are after everything you've been through. You move to DC and start your new role on the counterintelligence task force with upgraded clearance. A new file lands on your desk with another sophisticated network and another face you will soon know very well. You and Miriam settle into your new life together, both understanding the unique costs and choices this work demands. On your very first day in the office, the phone rings and you already know what it means. You answer it with the same sharpened focus because this is the work and the work is always here. You sit in the quiet and for new life, carrying the weight of the year and the invisible line you learned to see clearly. Walking with Miriam by the lake, you feel more certain of who you are after everything the undercover mission taught you. A new file arrives with another network and another face, and you feel that familiar sharpened focus return once again. You and Miriam talk openly about the costs of this work, and she chooses to stand beside you through whatever comes next. The phone rings on your first day, and you already know the work never really ends, but you are ready for it. You open the new file and begin following the money through another sophisticated network, exactly like you did before. At night, you sit with everything you learned and feel more certain about the invisible line you must never cross. You and Miriam built a new life in DC, knowing the unique costs this work will continue to bring. The phone rings again on your first day, and you already sense this call will change things once more. You answer it with the same sharpened focus because this is the work and you are fully present for it. Another complex financial network appears, and you begin the careful process of understanding its architecture from the inside. Even in the quiet moments, you carry the lessons from Meridian and stay aware of the invisible line you walk. You and Miriam continue honest conversations about the life you've chosen and the strength it takes to keep going. On your first day, the phone rings once more, and you feel that familiar pull of the next mission beginning. You answer it, ready to do it all again, because this is the work and you are exactly where you need to be.